Hi, welcome to another day in my life as a Mexican mom in Scottsdale. Did my hair in the car and headed over to a coffee date. Actually, somebody I met on TikTok, scary, but it ended up being great. It turned out to be new business for me. Woohoo! Came home and got some work done. This was literally me all day. So let's use this time to chit chat about how I got started in the marketing industry. I was a bad kid and dropped out of high school at 15. Tried to go to that bad school where they put all the kids that can't get it together. Dropped out of that one too. Instead, went to the library, got a GED book, and went and took my GED test and passed on the first try. Weird. So at this point, I was like 16 and I was working full time. I signed up at community college and took one class at a time to get my associate's degree. It took forever. I do not recommend doing that. I think it was like 5 years. At this point, I was like, I just need to finish. I was a waitress at the time working at Chevy's. Does anyone remember that restaurant? Also at this point, I had 2 kids now. I was incredibly poor. I was stealing food just to get by. I was actually living a nightmare. And I remember thinking, I just need to do something to like change my circumstances. So I finally made the choice. I'm going to go get my bachelor's degree and I'm going to ultra focus and just finish. So for 2 years, I went to school full time and I worked full time and I had 2 kids. I had absolutely 0 friends. I put myself into major debt doing this. I had to use some of my school loans just to pay my rent. I relied on these old Mexican ladies to help me with my kids a lot. Sister helped me a lot. And let's not talk about the guy I was with at the time that just made things a million times worse. Somehow I finished and there was no celebration at the end. By this point, I had like no friends. I wasn't really close with my parents at that time. And my partner at the time didn't give a shit about my accomplishments. And at this point, I realized it's up to me, make a difference, change my life. If I could do this, I could probably do anything. The next goal was to use my degree to make some money. Worked at the Spanish newspaper La Voz, then worked at a radio station called Latino Vibe, then went on to work at different advertising agencies. Then like 10 years ago, I decided to start my own business and do it on my own. So the moral of my story is if you don't like your life, you have to do something to change it. And it takes a lot of work and effort, but I'm so happy I did it. I hated being poor. I hated being with a guy that made my life hell. Going to school and getting my career going really changed my life. And honestly, this is my dream life. I love the work I do. I get to work with cool people and I like the money I make. Anyways, the rest of the day was kind of boring. And then after dinner, we went to Cold Stone. My kids are all old and they don't want to be shown on camera, but there's a lot of them. This was the perfect way to end our perfect day. And that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow.